This is Carl at National RV Detroit. I'm going to walk you through your 2019 Palomini 177BH. Okay, so I'm working towards the rear here, and you obviously have scissor type stabilizers. They a 3/4 inch crank or 3/4 inch socket work with it. Most people use a drill with a socket attachment on it. You have a quick connect for the LP gas. Let me see if I can get down here to show you, which is right here. You're just going to push the male end in, pull the collar back, and lock it in place, and turn the gas valve on. Okay. All right. So this is just a service panel for your refrigerator. You don't really have to go in there; it's just for service. But this condensation hose should always be hanging out like it is. You have power there. It's 110 AC. Outside speakers, a power awning with a LED strip. Your stairs fold into the trailer. They're very stable. Just remember, you got to have the door open just about all the way to bring them up and down. Also, if you're on uneven terrain, you can pull this pin here and move the legs up and down. They've got holes in it, so you can make them as long or as short as you need. All right, let me see here. Okay, this is your dump hose. This is an adapter to adapt your 30 amp plug down to a 15 amp. Just remember, you can't run your air conditioner on a 15 amp at home. It'll eventually pop a circuit breaker, but everything else will work just fine. This is the hose to hook up your grill. The LP line, that's the male end I told you about that plugs into the quick connect. And on this end is another quick connect. Let me get it in the picture here. That plugs onto the grill. Okay? Your crank that I told you about right there to crank your stabilizers. Alrighty. Moving around, you get a deep cycle marine battery, 20-pound LP tank, a tongue jack, of course. Alrighty. And we're still water testing it right here, so that's why you see a little water and what have you. There's two ways to get water into the trailer. The most common way is the way you see right now. It's the city water hookup. So if you got city water, you're just going to screw it right on there, turn on the valve, and you're ready to go. If you're on at an older state park, for example, that has plumbing, it does not have plumbing on the campsite, but it has a fill station when you first go in. You're going to just fill your fresh water tank right here. There's the cap for it, and then you can use the 12-volt pump inside to pump it. Okay, you got a gas water heater. That is the valve right there, or the drain plug right there to drain it. It takes an 1/16 socket. The switch to turn it on and off are inside. I'll show you that. Is inside. This is just a shower for kids and dogs and feet, or bicycles or motorbikes, whatever you got. This is cable and satellite through to the inside. This is your power cord, 25 feet long, 30 amp. Okay, so let me look here. All right, so you've got two waste tanks on this. You have a black tank, which is right here, which is toilet waste and water. Then you've got a gray tank, which is right here, which is shower and sink water. So you're going to hook your hose onto here. You're going to put it in the dump station. Then you're going to pull your black first. Then after you pull the black valve, you'll pull the gray valve, just because the gray water is cleaner than the black water. That's the only reason. And you're just going to let it empty till it's completely emptied, and then clean up with the hose and everything that you have at the dump station, and pack it away into your bumper, the hose itself, right into there. And you're all set. All right. Now this housing here tells us that it's pre-wired for a backup camera. Just so you know, that's what that is. Also, while we're looking up, you have to inspect the roof of your trailer 3 times a year at least. So you figure in the spring and in the fall, and once in the middle of the summer, you're going to go up on the roof and you're going to look at all the sealant. You're going to, every place you see sealant, you're going to inspect it. And if you see cracking or separation starting, you've got to get it taken care of. Odds are you won't have to do anything for a long, long time, but you don't know for sure. That's why you inspect it regularly. It's very important to do that. You have to do it 3 times a year at least, okay? Also, you're going to, when you do that, you'll just look at any place you see caulk from the factory on the sides. Just look at that, especially the corners, okay? This is your grill. As you can see, it swings out. I showed you the grill line and where it hooks up under there. if you recall, just a minute ago. So that's it right there. Okay, let's move into the trailer. Okay, so first things first. This is your control panel here. Now we're still prepping it, so where there's water in the tanks. You can see he was testing your water heater. The water pump I told you that you use to pump your own water if you don't have city water, you turn that on right there. These are just lights, living room light, awning light. You got a LED strip on the awning. The awning switch right here is to extend it. You just push it, and you can see it'll go out. You're basically going to send it out until you see the awning tube. Once you see the awning tube exposed, you know you're out all the way. Okay, but you got to hold your finger on the button like that until it's all the way out or all the way in. So you check your battery, it's totally charged. You always want to check it when you're not plugged in. Fresh water is empty. You can see it's empty, 1/3, 2/3 full. It graduates up in 1/3 increments. Black water is also empty. Gray has got 1/3 in it because we're still water testing it. So once you get past 2/3 with your gray and your black tank, you have to think about dumping them, okay? Also, when you turn your water pump on, when you light it, always make sure there's water in the pump, and that's a fault light there. So in case it doesn't light, it'll tell you. You just shut it off and start it again if that ever happens, okay? This GFCI here, all the plugs in the trailer, including the one on the outside, are wired through this one. So if you're using a coffee pot outside, it was the pop, for example, you reset it right here. All right, let me get up. Oh, let me just turn around here. Okay, this is your let me pull the plastic off here. It looks kind of lousy. Okay, this is your radio here. It also plays DVDs and CDs. There's a slot for them. You can stream off this USB, so you can put all your favorite albums on one stick and take them with you. You can hook up wirelessly with Bluetooth, so you can use your tablet or your phone and play the MP3s you have. For example, there's 2 zones, 1 and 2. 1 is the inside speakers, 2 are the outside speakers. So it does a lot, everything you really need it to do. That is your, I'll just pull that out. That's your sound. I'll just put that tag in there so you know what you've got. You can just look at when you're first hooking it up wirelessly, you can look and see yours is DV3100. So you can identify it when you're first searching for it, if you're going to hook up with the Bluetooth. Alright, so let me get on my feet here. Okay, so remember, you have to, when you winterize the trailer, you have to bypass the water heater. I can't go into all the details other than to tell you that. If you don't already know this, you can research it, and you can either do it yourself or have somebody else do it. But you can't get antifreeze into the water heater tank because it'll leave a really foul taste and a bad smell. So they put bypass valves on the back of the water heater so you can pump the antifreeze in using your fresh water pump, and you can pump it into the system without getting it into the water heater tank. So that's important to remember. 2 important things. First one is inspect your roof. Second one is always bypass your water heater. Okay, the microwave works like any other microwave. Your range, you're just going to turn the gas on and light it with a lighter. That's all you do. You can obviously pull the pole out of this table and drop it down onto these cleats here. There's 4 of them, 2 on each side. And then use the back cushions to fill in the space. You got another bed. And then of course you have your bunks. I know there's some styrofoam there, but we're cleaning it here. Okay. Your refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator. That means it doesn't have a compressor. That's why they don't make any noise, but that's also why you can run it on LP gas. So this is a, let me look here to see what we got. This is a 2-way refrigerator. It'll work on 110 AC or LP gas. So that's on right there, and that's auto. You select auto because auto basically means electric. The reason they call it auto is because it automatically searches for electricity. And if it finds it, it'll use it. If not, it'll switch over to gas automatically. Also, if let's say you're running on electricity and the power goes out at the campground in the middle of the night, it'll automatically switch over to gas for you. Now you can run it dedicated to gas down the road if you want to. You just go like that. And if it doesn't light, this check light will come on. If it makes 3 attempts to light, and if it doesn't light in 3 attempts, this check light will come on. If that ever happens, that just means there's an air pocket in the line still. You just shut it off and turn it back on, and it'll for sure light the next time. But generally speaking, you're going to run it on auto. The only other thing to know about this is this thing here is called a thermistor. This is just a clip that holds it. The thermistor is actually you can see there's maybe you can see there's a cable going up. Well, there's a cylinder on the end of that cable. Okay, so the higher you go with it, the cooler it gets in the refrigerator. So basically, you're going to push it up as high as it goes on that fin to get it as cold as it goes. I mean, if you're out in the winter time or the really early spring or late fall would be more accurate, you might have to back it down a bit if it frosts up, but generally speaking, you're going to have it up all the way. Now keep in mind that this works like a regular refrigerator, except it takes a lot longer to reach operating temperature. So you want to start it a day ahead of time for sure. Alright, so this device here is your power converter. It converts 110 AC down to 12 or over to 12 volt DC. So I'll open it up for you. You can see on this side you got regular household type circuit breakers and they're labeled, right? Then on this side you got 12 volt fuses and they're labeled, right? So if first it uses up the AC power is needed. Some things have to be AC power, like the air conditioner and the microwave, for example. Then it converts the rest to DC, which is everything that can run on DC in a trailer does. So it's done on this side. If any of these fuses were to blow, they'll actually light up, and you can see them through this perforated plastic here. So you would actually see it glowing. Also, this is a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery needs up front. If it's totally charged, it'll just trickle a couple amps up to it. If it's low, it'll send 10 amps or whatever it needs to keep it charged. This is as long as you're plugged into power, of course. This device right here is your carbon monoxide and LP gas detector. I'll set it off for you. It'll go through 2 self-tests. One more coming up. Back to green, so it's green. It should always be green like that. If not, you get it serviced. Now if it goes off, you gather everybody up, take them outside, shut off the gas at the front of the trailer and figure out what's going on. Also, if it beeps very, very slowly, it's telling you that your battery's low, okay? All right, so let me look around, see if I missed anything in here. Obviously the controls are on your air conditioner for the air conditioning. Your thermostat for your furnace is right here. Basically, turn it on, you're going to go like that, but to shut it off, you click it all the way to the left. All right, very simple, just an analog thermostat. Okay, you've got the sink, or the shower works like any other shower. Okay, the toilet, this is actually ceramic, so it's not just a plastic one. So basically, you step on it to flush it, right? So you can't use this dry or without water in it. So when you first get to the campground, you're going to hook up your power and your water. You'll come in here, you'll take your chemical, whichever chemical you use. There's a sample right there that comes with it, but you can get it powder, scoops, liquid, with a measuring cap. You can get a pre-measured package. There's all different ways to get it. Whatever one you use, you'll put 1 dose right in there, and then you'll step on it, and the water will swirl around like it's doing. And you put about 1 gallon or so of water in there. There's no way to tell it by looking at the monitor panel what 1 gallon is, but you just have to use your common sense. The bottom line is you have to have chemical in it and some water to start using it. Let's say you were going to stay on the same campsite and you filled your black tank and you have to dump it, so you dump the black tank and you're still going to camp there. You would, after dumping your black tank, you'd come back in here, put the chemical in there, and about 1 gallon or 2 of water. And so you always have to have chemical and water in it. Also, it flushes, it defaults to that much water in it, but if you just push the pedal down a little bit, water comes out and it doesn't open the trap, so you can fill the bowl as much as you want with water. You just have to do it each time. Okay? Alright, and also it's got a fan up here, so you want to run the fan with the shower so you pull the humidity out, because it gets very, these trailers are built very tight, and you don't want to let the humidity build up and cause mildew and that sort of thing. Okay, that got it. Let me pull that out for you. Okay, want to make sure. Okay, see it flashing. There we go. Okay. All right, so I think that's it. I'm looking around to see if I forgot anything, but I think I have got everything for you. So, you can always call us for more information. You know, we have to do these videos because of the virus. So you got to remember to inspect your roof and always bypass your water heater when you're winterizing. And those are the most important things anyway. Every appliance in here comes with a manual. Plus there's all sorts of manufacturers' videos online, so you got a lot of stuff to learn from. So you can always work your way through it. You may know all this stuff already. You may have already owned trailers. I don't know that. So I'm just assuming that you don't, so I don't miss anything. So, okay. Well, thank you very much for purchasing your trailer from National RV Detroit, and have a good time with it. Thank you.